Welcome back to the Kickstarter. Today's workout is a chipper. We are going to start with a weighted squat. So you'll do 10 weighted squats, you'll pop the weight down and then you'll do 10 ordinary squats. You'll then come into a dead bug. We're going to do 50 dead bugs. Once you've done that, you're going to go into 40 reach ups. Watch and see the way I reach all the way up with that sit up. Once you've done that, we're coming into 80 lunges. 10 forward with each leg and then 10 backwards with each leg and repeat. We've then got 70 floor to overhead, alternating or 10 in one arm and 10 on the next. Once we've done that, you have a 60-second plank, holding that plank nice and tight. We then come into 50 mountain climbers, so that's 25 on each leg. From your mountain climber, we come into 40 push-ups. You can do these in sets of 5 or 10. From there, we have 10 full burpees, so that's a burpee, bringing yourself all the way to the floor. You then have 10 half burpees, just kicking the legs out and coming up. We then have 5 full burpees all the way to the floor and 5 half burpees. From there, you have 20 get-ups, lying all the way down and getting all the way up. We're not going to do any jump with these. It's just going to be a case of lying all the way down and reaching out behind you and then coming all the way back up onto your feet again. And the final exercise is 10 either walk out to plank or walk out to push up. There we go, those are all of your exercises and you're ready to get started. We're going to go straight into that weighted squat. You have 10 weighted. Once you've done that, you pop the weight down and you do 10 normal. There's 100 of these, but what I want you to do is to keep going until I tell you to stop. Right, here we go. 10 and 10. And stop there. Doesn't matter how many you've done, just stop there. Take a break. You're now going to come onto your back. We've got 50 dead bugs. So with the dead bugs, you're going to lie down on the back. You're going to push your belly button down into your spine and push your back on the floor. Legs are coming to tabletop. Hands are coming straight up ahead. You will then have your legs extending all the way out with the opposite arm coming all the way out behind you. So it's leg out, arm out, back to tabletop, leg out, arm out. Now just keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. You're aiming for 50. It doesn't matter how many you've done, stop there, pull your knees in towards your chest. You're now going to bring the legs down and you're going to bring the feet in towards the bum. And from there, you are going to reach up. So this is not a sit up, this is a reach up. You come up and the arms come all the way up, reaching up to the sky. We've got 40 of these, but I want you just to keep going until I tell you to stop. And stop. Next exercise is your lunges. So we have 80 of these. You're going to do 10 forward on one leg, 10 forward on the other, 10 back on one leg, 10 back on the other, and then just go back to the beginning again. 10 forward on each leg and 10 back on each leg. So that's 80 lunges. Again, with everything else, I'm going to tell you when to start and I'm going to tell you when to stop. You do as many as you can. Remember, with these lunges, that front leg is staying at 90 degrees and you are lunging into the back leg. Even when you step forward, you'll step forward and you'll then lunge down with the back leg. So remember, with these, it's 10 on each leg, 10 forward on one leg, 10 forward on the other, 10 back on one leg, 10 back on the other, and then repeat. Just keep going on those 10s until I tell you to stop. And stop there, take a little breather. Your next exercise, you'll need your dumbbell again. It's a floor to an overhead. So basically you stand with the legs in a squat position and the weight is in the middle of your legs. You will then squat back, so keeping that chest high all the time. You'll reach down, you'll pick up that weight, you'll lift it up and you'll push the weight all the way up and overhead. You'll bring the weight all the way back down to the floor again. You'll pick it up with the opposite arm and you'll reach it all the way up to the sky and you'll bring it all the way back down again. You have got 70 of these and you're starting now. You can do 10 on one arm and 10 on the other if you want to do it that way, or you can just alternate. But just keep these going, there's 70. You just keep moving until I tell you to stop. Make sure you keep that chest high with this exercise and you're squatting back with the butt. Same movement as before, aiming to sit on the chair, but the chair's not there. Alright, stop there, take a breather. Next one is a 60-second plank. So I'll tell you when to get ready. You'll get yourself into that plank position. Remember that the shoulders are sitting on top of the hands. The belly button is pulled in towards the spine when you're in this plank position, and you're holding tight on those abs. No sinking down on the abs. If you're sinking down, come down onto the elbows, or you can come onto the knees. Are you ready? Hold. We're going to stay here for 60 seconds. You just keep holding and I'll tell you when to stop. Come on, keep squeezing on those abs, locking in on your butt as well. Do not sink down. Whatever you do, don't sink down. You're almost there. And stop. Release yourself out of that plank. Your next exercise is 50 mountain climbers. So you're basically going to come back into that plank position again. Shoulders are on top of the hands. They're certainly not behind the hands. You're going to get yourself in that plank position, locking nice and tight on those abs again. And we've got 50 mountain climbers. So you're basically bringing those knees in towards the chest, alternating them. So it's 25 on each leg, 50 in total, alternating with these mountain climbers. All right, ready to get them done? Get yourself down into that plank position now. Locking nice and tight on the abs and start climbing. Keep going, I'll tell you when to stop, but you're aiming for 50. And stop, that was quick. Okay, that's 50 of those out of the way. Your next exercise is push-ups. You're aiming for 40. Do these in however many sets you can. You'll see that I've done them in a couple of sets of 10 and then some 5s at the end. We've had a lot of work here in that upper body, so you are going to feel this. All right, when you're ready, same position again. Down in that push-up position, you can come against the wall. You can do those hand release ones that I show you all the time. If you want to do them on your knees, you can. You know I'm not a great lover of those, but you're going to come into that plank position. Shoulders are going to sit over the hands, as I tell you all the time. You're going to lock nice and tight on those abs, and from there we're going to push up. I want those elbows to be squeezed in nice and tight against the sides so that we're working on those triceps. Right, are you ready? Get yourself into that plank position. Lock in nice and tight on the abs, squeezing together on the rib cage, and let's get them done. Squeeze back into child's pose if you're feeling the pressure of this at any time. If you've started with a full push-up, you can come up against the wall, you can come onto the knees. I just want you to keep moving until I tell you to stop. Keep getting those push-ups in, we're almost at the end. And stop there, push back into child's pose. take a little break. Our next exercise is going to be a burpee. With the burpees, we've got 30 burpees, or your goal is 30 burpees. It will be 10 full, so that's all the way to the floor, chest onto the floor. It'll then be 10 half, so that's where you plant your hands on the floor. You kick the legs out behind you, you bring the legs back in and you stand up. We're going to do 10 and 10. We're then going to do 5 where we go all the way to the floor and 5 where you only do half. As I said, the aim here is to get in 30 of these burpees, but I just want you to do as many as you can in the time period. I'm going to tell you when to start and I'll tell you when to stop. If you want to do full burpees, the whole thing, you can do full burpees, the whole thing. If you want to do half, you can do half. Right, are we ready to get started? We're going to start here with the full burpee. So that's where you plant the hands down. You then come down onto the chest on the floor and you then come all the way back up and you just stretch up or have a little jump on the top. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Keep going. And stop there. That's the end of the burpee section. Take a breather. I know this is tough, but you're nearly at the end. All we've got now are 20 of one exercise and 10 of the other. So the next exercise coming up is your get up. We're not doing full Turkish get ups here. We're not jumping at the top of this because I know that with this little chipper here, we're just chipping away at this. It seems to go on forever, but it's actually just 30 minutes in total. So you're going to lie all the way down. Let's get started. Hands out behind you, all the way up. Down we go, lying all the way down, coming all the way up. We're aiming for 20 of these, but I want you just to keep going until I tell you to stop. Right, you can take a breather if you need it, but you're going to keep going. We're not at the end of these get-ups yet. If you're watching the video, I'm taking a little break before we go back down for the final 10 of these. All right, keep them going, we're almost there. I'll tell you when to stop. I'm going down for my final 10. Right, and stop there. You can take another little short breather before we go into our walk out push-ups. These are your final 10. So you're aiming for 10 walking out to plank or walking out to push-ups. Right, here we go. Let's get them done. 10 walking out to push up, walking all the way out, doing a push up or just walking out to plank, coming in, standing up and back down again. You're aiming for 10. If you can do more, fantastic. If you can do less than that, fantastic. Doesn't matter how many you do, so long as you keep going until I tell you to stop. And stopping there, you are all done. That is the end of our little chipper. Right, that's us all done. Make sure you walk around for a couple of minutes, get stretching, drink plenty of water, guzzle down your protein, and I will see you back on the next workout. And I'm just going to say a big thank you to my good friend Kerry Kanuga for joining me. See you on the next one, guys.